All right, so we just got a new TinyGlade update, and this is my first time reading the patch notes. So let's see what's in it. Hope you're doing well and festive. You may have noticed that we've been doing beta testing new features. You may have participated, in which case, wholeheartedly thank you. And we're happy to say that this time we released it into the wild. The first one is movable clutter. First highlight of the update is the ability to adjust the automatically spawned clutter. You can now move, rotate, delete, and clone it. I can't wait to see what you make. Picnic spots, taverns, a hut where a hoarder of food baskets dwell. So this seems really cool. We've seen this in a little teaser in the last update that they gave. Looks like we can copy paste the automatically generating decorations, and we can now move them, we can rotate them, copy paste, just to add a little bit more detail throughout the rest. The many lights. So from the last update as well, they've also mentioned this, where they were actually limited to only 32 lights illuminated. But now what they're doing is they removed the light count limit, and now we can have, as you can see in the small video here, that we can have an insane amount of lights being shown in your glades. Daily themes and winter music. We prepared 7 festive daily themes that will run from December 19th until December 26th. We've also updated the winter music with new layers of the Christmas season. Nice. I'll be really excited to go in to see these changes as well. New clutter objects. Okay, this looks like we have the pumpkins again from the Halloween update. The candle in the barrel, I believe, was also there. And a bunch of new stuff like the fish. Looks like there's some bread and vegetable boxes, an anvil. Let's see what all they added. The holiday season is now a stall with bread, a stall with veggies. Thought a crate full of fish would go well too. A few evenings later, we've also thought about anvil, fabric rolls, which look like bed rolls, which they kind of do. It's right here beside the anvil. A rack of brooms, a doorbell. Oh, right here. That's a nice little add-on. It'd be a nice little thing to add on to shots and all that stuff, just to add a little bit more ambience to it. I'm assuming these are the race and a new flower box. Oh, right here. Nice. And I thought, why not bring the Halloween clutter to a barrel with 2 candles, variety of pumpkins, and the cart with pumpkins. Hopefully these will be fun to play with, especially now you can arrange them to your liking. Okay, so now that covers the highlights. Now let's go to the change log. Major. Automatically spawn clutter and can be moved, rotated, deleted, and cloned. Light limit has been lifted from 32 to 32,768. Updated winter music and more festive layers for the holiday season. Nice. Lantern light intensity can be chosen among 3 values. Oh. Okay, that's going to be huge. So now I'm assuming you can go low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. Lantern light now have equal luminous power, so blue and purple look similar in intensity to other colors. Okay. New clutter objects, anvil. Yeah, we just read all this. The festive daily themes coming from December 19th to the 26th. Birds can now sit on bird nests, lanterns, flags, and other clutter objects. Sheep will now avoid clutter. The brick limit has been lifted from 1 million to 2 million. I didn't even know there was a limit on that. I'm assuming I've never gone close to 1 million brick, I guess. Roof tile has been lifted from 128k to 256k. Again, I don't think I've ever come close to that. That's good to know. The F6 feedback tool can now be used to perform benchmarks to the developers. Lanterns and flags now ignore collision with fences when placed on terrain. Lanterns and flags now ignore collision with fences when placed on terrain. Okay. You can place them closer for neater arrangements. So I'm assuming that just means that it won't either delete the fence or we can just move it closer to it, not necessarily on top of the fence, is what I'm assuming this means. Holding a disabled snapping key, left control by default, while manipulating rotatable objects such as ground flags, ground lanterns, and clutter will switch to rotation. Okay. That's actually really good to know now. In the main menu, there's a newsletter to the Discord, of course. In the settings menu, tutorials has been renamed to control hints, and there is no longer enable tutorial button. Instead, there's a complete all, which will mark all the hints I've completed to hide them. This way, all new features arrives, you'll always get the hint about the new controls. That's going to be huge. So now we're not going to be completely relying on other people, like word to mouth, to figure out how to do the new features. Fixes. Incorrect handling of Win API to help with the crashing when enabling full screen. Before closing files to reduce save corruption. Okay, so it seems like they fixed the save corruption. Fix rogue underground floors and columns, which sometimes were interfering with placement of objects. Fix NAN related crashes while placing down lanterns. Fix water ambient in first person. Fix water ambient source, audio source, to prioritize playing the sound closest to the camera. New tutorial additions will no longer reset the whole tutorial. Left clicking on lanterns and clutter is now ignored since they don't have a random seed that can be changed as a result of the clicking. Okay. Ground flags will change their pattern if you click on rotation gizmo 2, not just from the bottom white dot. Rotation gizmo 2. So I'm assuming that is when they click on here, you can see at the top there's like the little arrows pointing left and right. I'm assuming that's what they mean by the rotation gizmo. The crash recorder will now detect crashes caused by OBS and provide information. Okay. The big tree in Olden Glade is now easier to grab, and when grabbing it will no longer jump. It will no longer jump, I'm assuming, around and glitch out. Fix settings menu overlay from purple to dark green when in Olden Glade at night. And that is all for now. Thank you for reading. We wish you happy holidays. Nice. This seems really cool. Let's get into the game and see if we can look at all these new decorations and check out the clutter tools. All right, so we just got into the game, and this is where we spawned in at. I do not believe I have the giant oak tree in this one, but we can test out the clutter. So from the patch notes, it did say that we can grab the clutter, move it around, rotate it, and everything. But as you can see, when I put my mouse over the flower pot here, the piece of clutter, you can see where it's linked to, what spawned it in. So in this case, it was this window. So now we should be able to grab this piece of clutter and move it. So now it is no longer linked to the window at all. We right click on it. We can now see we have tools. So the top node here allows us to rotate it. We can now copy paste it. That's huge. Okay, and then I do not see anywhere to necessarily spawn in the clutter. Okay, so let's try and spawn one in real quick. Let's make a tiny little house. So what used to happen is if we were to put down a door, we would have some spawn. So it looks like now you can still click on the door to rotate the decoration around. Okay. So right-clicking on it completely disables it and lets you move it. It completely deattaches from the door. Same with just clicking on it. Okay. So is there a way to spawn them in? Oh, here's a little bell on the door. Oh, just a regular window. Okay, here's another one. Okay, let's try putting more over here. Trying to get just a whole bunch of them spawning in at once. Okay, so here we go. So now we have the anvil. Move it over here so you can see it a little bit better. So here's the anvil. Right click on it and adjust what way it's facing. Duplicate it. Nice. Okay, here's the little basket, which I believe was in the game before. Chairs were in before. This barrel with the candles on it were from the Halloween event. This bread box is brand new from the update. So this is a little bit finicky when you're trying to move around. It does, like if you accidentally left click on one of these, you just completely move it. You do need to be careful with that. Nice little barrel with the food basket on it. Here are the bed rolls, as what Tom thought these were, what these look like. Again, they're also part of the new update. Shovels was already there. Oop, completely got rid of the door. Let's see if we can get something new. Hay bale was already here. This cart was already here, but they did add a new cart. Oh, I saw that flower box there. If you didn't know, if you kept clicking on the door, it will rotate the decorations around it. But if you were to accidentally click one too many times, if you hit undo, it'll redo the decoration at spawn also. Just a little life tip. Here is the pumpkins from the pumpkin update, or the Halloween update. Here's the fish in the brand new update. Ooh, what's this one? This is a water bucket. Is that what this is? Yeah, it looks like a water bucket. I'm not really sure what's in it, though. I don't really remember them talking about that. And there definitely feels like there's a lot more. Oh, we just had it. Here's the broom. The broom stand now. So now, unlike before, when they were automatically generated, you could accidentally delete them by putting a path over them. But now, as you can see here, when I'm putting a path over, they have a lock symbol, meaning that they can't be removed. But yeah, here's the brooms. But we will check out. We're not going to be putting down 32,000 lights, but we will check out the intensity. Okay, so here's a cool tip, or a cool way they did it. So using the palette tool, you click on it just like you would just to change the lights. So let's go with blue, purple, and red. You can now change their intensity. So let's go highest intensity down to lowest. We change this to night. Okay, so this is the brightest intensity. You can see it's insanely bright. Medium, and then low. So I think the lowest ones will be really good for like when you're putting them right beside doors. But these look really good. And then, oh, Yellow, especially on the brightest, is just insane to look at. Or I guess blue is the worst one. That is really bright. I would probably recommend, unless you're putting them on like a lighthouse or something, putting them to like medium. I feel like medium is default of what they were before. Daily themes and winter music. So I cannot check that out yet. It comes out on December 20th, or it comes out on December 19th. Birds can now land on bird nests, lanterns, flags, and clutter. Oh, there we go. Well, I can't put my mouse over them, but now you can see that the birds do actually land on the clutter. Okay, and I think that's it. I think these are the most notable improvements for this update. Let me know what you guys think of this update, and I'll catch you guys next time.